So we're going to go ahead and start with reading. A long time ago, you could only read hard copy books, and we only had textbooks. We know that has changed. We are in a new era. So let's ask ourselves, what can we do when students cannot read on grade level? What solution or strategies can we use? How can we remove this lower reading level or non-reading level as a barrier?
All right, so if you are using a website or a Google Doc or materials that you have created in Schoology, one tool that you can use is the Read and Write for Google Chrome extension. You go to the Chrome store and you install this extension in your Chrome browser, and it will appear as a little purple puzzle piece in the upper right-hand corner. This extension can do speech to text. It can do text to speech. It can do screen masking, where only a narrow line of the screen is visible. It has a dictionary. It has a picture dictionary. It has all kinds of awesome features in it. Please try out whatever features you are interested in using on the specific website or document that you want the kids to use it on before assigning it to them, because not everything is coded equally. Your IFT is a great resource for learning more about read and write, as is your specialized instructional facilitator for assistive technology.
And read and write is not just for students in special ed. It is a tier 1 MTSS support. So any student can download this from the Chrome store. Again, it is a tier 1 support.
And if you are doing an assessment on something that you do not want the students to use read and write with, you can simply tell them not to use read and write with that material and have it available for other materials as well, and mention it when you're giving directions to complete materials. Like we said before, using your tools is not cheating. So Epic Books is another option for read aloud books electronically. Please note the disclaimer at the bottom of the slide that it's free for educators and students from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. So it's more of an in-class tool. The Loudoun County Public Library has a lot of resources for kids and teens, both in person and virtually. It is always getting more as well. So be sure to check with them if you are with a student who's looking for a specific book and the county school library doesn't have it. Tar Heel Reader is another good one where you make your own books, and there's a big library of user-created books as well. They tend to be more simple books on a lower reading level, just a picture and a couple of words, and the site has built-in picture communication support and built-in ability to have switches turn the pages if you have students that need special equipment to access the computer. So that's a really good option for those folks. Newsella has news articles about current events, and it has articles on the same topic at different reading levels. So if you have a mixed group of reading levels that you're working with, you can give them all the same content, but at different reading levels. Those subscriptions are managed by the secondary English department, and any other subscriptions require parent permission if you're trying to use it at the elementary school level. The unique learning curriculum is what the autism and intellectual disability and multiple disability programs use for the 22-23 school year. For the 23-24 school year, we will be switching to Teachtown. So if you are working with a student who is just beginning their literacy journey and they need very simple materials with lots of picture supports matched with the words, then you can reach out to your program teachers and see if they're willing to share their access with you so that you can get those materials. And they have a different entire curriculum that they put out every month. So that's really helpful for that.
And with Unique Learning, it also has science topics, history topics, and a large math area as well. So it's not just traditional language arts.
Yes, and it all is around the same theme. So that can be really helpful if you're trying to keep things unified. Microsoft products like our staff email and Schoology and PowerPoint and Word and all that good stuff have immersive reader integrated into them. You'll see what immersive reader looks like a little bit later in the presentation because Minecraft uses it as well. But that is a tool that will read text out loud to you while highlighting it and allow you to dictate text and have it typed. And it has a lot of overlap with Read and Write for Google Chrome, which is the Chrome extension the county uses that we discussed, but it has some different features as well. And if you're using Schoology or you're using PowerPoint or Word, it might be easier to use Immersive Reader because that support is built in. You want to talk about Book Creator, Deb?
Sure. So Book Creator is an app that is in LCPS Go that allows students or teachers to create books. It has an audio feature so the students can record themselves if they cannot read. You can add pictures. There's all kinds of different things. And the great thing is that then you get a link and they can share that link with their family and friends. So it's very empowering, if you will, to create these books online.
This is where you can find Newsela and LCPS Go. I know everyone's LCPS Go looks different, but this is what the icon looks like, if that's at all helpful to you. Here are Tumble Book Cloud Junior and Tumble Book Library. Those are two other digital virtual book resources that your students have access to. They also have a large selection of audiobooks, so you can always check there if your student is having trouble finding what they need or they need something with Read Aloud. This is what Tumble Book Cloud Junior looks like. They have fiction and nonfiction. You can search by different categories. They have graphic novels and read-alongs and all kinds of good stuff. And we have Tumble Book Library, which also has categories. It has videos, it has playlists, it has puzzles and games. So please feel free to check out these resources. If you have questions about them, your IFT and your librarian can tell you more. Here's some more resources that you can use that LCPS has. Britannica School and PebbleGo are largely nonfiction, I believe, and Mac and Via is going to be a mix of fiction and nonfiction. Mac and Via is going to look different for every school. Your librarian purchases licenses for your school for Mac and Via. Mine is very sparse because I, Katie Robertson, am assigned to the admin building and not any one particular school. So I have very slim pickings. But if you talk to your librarian, if you let them know what you're looking for, maybe next time the budget cycle comes around, they can make sure and get that for you. You can see there's an ebook section and there's an audiobook section. So remember, that one's going to vary by school. If you have questions about Mac and Via, please speak to your librarian at the school about that. This is what PebbleGo looks like. There's a lot of visuals. We have text features where the keywords are highlighted. You can search by all these different topics. And I think they have a variety of reading levels on PebbleGo.
I would say most of the reading levels are probably lower. Mac and Via has a wider variety. But the nice thing about PebbleGo is they do have topics that will pertain to middle school students as well, and the different science topics for tech ed and facts courses and the like.
Excellent. Britannica School is an encyclopedia, and you see they have elementary, middle, and high school level. And they have the same article written at different reading levels with different vocabulary levels and all that good stuff. And librarians tell me that sometimes the students will even jump between elementary and middle because the elementary article might not have all the information that they're required to include in their report, but the middle school one might. So they can switch over to middle school to get that information and then go back to a lower reading level if they need to. And it just gives them a little bit of flexibility when doing research projects. BrainPop is another great resource. It has videos on every topic you can imagine. Mostly nonfiction, but they probably have video summaries of major famous fiction works as well. We have Brain Pop and we have Brain Pop Junior. They have videos, like I said, cartoon videos with Moby the Robot and Annie for Brain Pop Junior and Max, I think, for Brain Pop. And you can use them in your class, and then it has a quiz after. This is what Brain Pop looks like and all the different topics that they have, including health and social emotional learning. And this is what Brain Pop Junior has. It's geared more for K through 3. ThingLink is a really cool site that you can use for kids who might have trouble scanning a page to find information. Instead, they can scan a picture to find information, and you can link text or videos to different parts of the picture.
So this was for a FACS class for a student in middle school who had almost normal comprehension, but was not able to read. So we created a ThingLink that gave directions on how to sort the laundry, how to fold the clothes, how to hang clothes, and the like.
Rewordify is an option if you have a pretty dense or high level text that you need students to read. It will reword the text so that the vocabulary words aren't as dense, or there are definitions of the vocabulary words in parentheses after them. You can then use the website to generate vocabulary lists, quizzes, games, and other activities with those words so that the students can start learning them.